Now we discuss Alfred Weber industrial location model. German economist Alfred Weber, following the locational analysis presented by the Von Thun developed industrial location model. In 1909, he developed its concept on the similar treatment of isotropic plan, where demand and thus value of manufactured commodity is presumed to be static, rational, economic creature, entrepreneur, oriented towards profit maximization, being always in search of least cost location. Moreover, transportation cost keeps on varying in accordance to travel distance and displaced weight of the commodity. Developing his model on the application of these assumptions, Weber interpreted locational triangles, isodapens, agglomerations. Okay, so here the locational model is now still in developing the least cost approach of locational industrial location. Okay, so Alfred Weber first attempt to integrate role of raw material, market and transportation cost with the support of locational triangles. He presumed the base of the triangle to the representing raw material sources and the affects the market. In this combination, he outlined the distinction between raw material oriented industries and market oriented industries. Market oriented industries and market oriented industries, those industries that utilize heavier raw material and produces lighter manufactured goods. That is a weighted losing type represent least cost location to be near raw material, as most of the metallurgical industries in comparison those industries that incorporated lighter goods and produces heavy ready produced products. That is the word gaining type represent least cost location to be near market, as most of the assemblage industries. So here you can see here it is here M, RM1, RM2, I. So here raw material oriented RM1 and W, and here weight losing. So here RM3, RM4, RM1, RM2, M, I. So M, RM3, RM4, and I. Here it is the center, and here now it is the center market area. Now here raw material now, but market is now far away, but its distance now increasing. But here you come to the market area, raw material areas side market. Okay, industry. But here industry now in the market areas, market side. Okay, and raw material now here industry M marketable and industry RM raw material. So you can see market oriented and weight gaining. So isodapens now is in incorporating labor cost as significant determiner of least cost location. Weber developed the concept of isodapens, that are imaginary rings joining the places heavier some labor cost. He emphasized that with increasing distance from locational triangles, decreasing demand for labor decrease the labor cost, facilitating labor cost savings. In accordance, the least cost location can be outside the locational triangle, where labor cost savings is more than additional transportation cost to transport raw materials from the triangle and ready products into the triangle. In this analysis, he also had outlined a critical isotope where labor cost savings is in balance to additional transportation cost, and thus behind it list cost location do not exist. So here is LCL list cost location. Here is critical isotope unit is an L1 LCL list cost location where LC is greater than ATC L1 and L2 now, not LCT belong, LC is less than ATC. Okay, LC is equals to ATC. Next, agglomeration with the recognizing of critical isotope and LC around every locational triangle. We were also identified the special possibilities of agglomerations. It defined agglomerations to be special overlaps of critical isotopes, providing additional benefits of subsequent industrial growth. That he therefore emphasized on agglomeration economic, that is benefit of agglomeration, which is best identified in the clustering tendencies of manufacturing industries worldwide. He also distinguished better primary and secondary agglomerations, wherein a primary involving overlap of three critical isotope and projecting threefold benefit, and compared to secondary agglomerations which developed of two critical isotopes. And here you can see some of the important things like agglomeration economics, that is the benefits of agglomeration, which is best identified in the clustering tendencies of manufacturing industries worldwide. He also distinguished between primary and secondary agglomeration, wherein primary involving a developed of three critical isotopes. So primary involving overlap with three critical isotopes projecting threefold benefits, compared to secondary agglomeration which developed two critical isotopes. So here you can see the agglomerations. So it is now here in the primary agglomeration it is primary agglomeration, and secondary agglomeration it is secondary agglomerations. So you can see it's A, it is B, C. Okay, so now we can see D and E. So it is now agglomeration. So next to discuss. Now we were appraisal of list cost model. The list cost model established the Alfred Weber have been most convincing, thus most followed school in the analysis of industrial location. Following this school, however, attempted the classification of transportation cost not just in accordance with the traveled distance, displaced weight of the commodity, but by the level of processing, called variable cost. He also outlined fixed cost. He also outlined fixed cost as the determinant of list cost location, recognizing it as terminal cost, criticizing Weber's near raw material and near market locations. He advocated the requirement of minimizing the terminals in the production process. In combining fixed and variable cost, he also provided the analyzing of cheapest means of transportation in cumulative reference. Here you can see total cost unit with distance stack. Truck cheapest, rail cheapest, and ship cheapest. So here you can see it is roadway high. a high cost, it is not profitable, but it is the whatever is the important profitable, and there is the medium. Okay, so you can see the same school, okay, is in his concept of concept emphasized upon agglomeration the agglomeration diseconomics, that is negative returns that are yielded in the course of agglomerating tendencies in a given location. He attempted the addition of procritical orientation to least cost school. Based on this definition, he emphasized that substituting the raw materials is the only practical way of continuing with profit mobilization, as it facilitates decentralized growth. The least cost school was added with market oriented variations. Smith, in this approach of special markets of profitability, treating both least cost and maximum revenue in this space cost curve, and space revenue curve. We identified that profitable locations are with that distance where cost is less than revenue, or revenue is more than cost. Okay, cost is less than revenue, and revenue the more than cost. The special margins of profitability, Smith. So here you can see space cost curve. So you can see it is x, y here cost and revenue. The x of the space revenue curve, it is cost revenue, it is okay. So you can see in AB here x, y. So the classical approaches of the classical approach is presented the Weber and the practical amendment outlined by Smith largely proves to be insufficient in explaining modern industrialization, which involves global interdependence, bigger and complicated interlinks, environmental concerns, labor union related challenges, government policies, which is not incorporated in any of the classical approach. So here economic geography you can see. So here MSc chemical industry production. So manufacturing industry is now in textile, CTS, TJT, WT, leather works. So sugar, paper, MSME, industrial regions of India. So next we discuss industrial regions of the world. Thank you, friends.